I was really excited to meet Jennifer McArdle a few years ago when we were doing meetings in person over at the Canton Municipal offices. And we stayed in touch lightly, and we were actually networking on LinkedIn, and I saw her there, and I'm like, hey, let's get reconnected. We had a great meeting, and then the following week, I get an email from Mark saying, hey, I can't do this anymore. So it was almost like divine intervention that this all happened. And again, that's the importance of planting seeds positively that can grow into great relationships. Jennifer and I had a great follow up meeting, got to really know each other better. And I'm super glad that she's a part of this group because I think she's going to bring a lot of energy and consistency to what we do here. Let's put our hands together and welcome McArdle Media into the spotlight, everybody.
Thank you so much. I'm very thrilled to be here. And before I can expect anyone to refer to me, you need to know who I am. And so I want to give, if you're into comic books or comic book movies, I want to give you my origin story, where I began. So I had been doing social media, digital marketing for some nonprofits in the area. I had wanted to work with these nonprofits, but I didn't have the finances. If I had $1 million, I would donate $1 million, but I didn't. So what could I do instead? I could donate my time and my skills. And so that's where this kind of got started. But a little more about how I got to this position. So imagine it's 2014. I'm 29 years old at the time, and life is simple, easy, and it's right on track. I had just finished my bachelor's degree. I'm working on my MBA. I'm employed at a local university, volunteering in my spare time. And like I said, volunteering with nonprofits doing their social media, digital marketing. Life is good, life is trucking along, and bam, I am diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, a thyroid disorder, bleeding disorder, and a tumor, all within months of each other. So here I am, just turning 30, and I'm facing my own mortality. I'm needing a major surgery, and it's a lot that I'm facing all at once. So the surgery that I needed was quite complex. It's to remove the tumor from my pancreas. To do that, they had to remove part of my pancreas, part of my stomach, duodenum, gallbladder, bile duct, other parts of my upper GI system. So then when they're done, they stick you all together and here, you're done. Good luck. Enjoy your life. Fast forward a little bit, it's not that simple. That's a major part of your digestive system where you absorb your nutrients, where it helps break down your foods. And now here I am, I'm having this surgery, I'm having a vast amount of health issues, and the issues that I'm having aren't curable. I can't be fixed. This is just how it is. So here I am thinking, how am I supposed to go back to work? How am I supposed to be able to function in life? So I'm dealing with all of this and realizing I'm going to have to deal with this for the rest of my life. So, can any one of you relate to that, or someone that that is dealing with something that they weren't prepared for? It comes at you, and if you're running a small business, if you're working corporate America, it stops you in your tracks. So I end up in the ER. I got readmitted to the hospital, and I'm having these pains. I'm having a lot of issues. And they're like, well, sorry, that's just the way life is going to be for you. So I'm discharged. Now it's March here in Michigan, so it's super cold out. It's super snowy. I'm standing out in a hospital gown with my coat on, standing next to my mom, and we're waiting for our car to be pulled up. I was admitted through the ER, and so they valeted our car. And here I'm waiting, and I'm thinking, okay, I have this complete mental breakdown in that moment with everything that I had just gone through and all of the obstacles that I'm facing in my life. I just want a simple and easy life, right? I just want to be able to function like a normal human. I want to be able to work. I want to be able to support myself. I want life to be simple. I want simplicity back in my life. And so as I'm at home recovering, I'm battling serious depression, reflecting on life prior to all of this. And I thought about my time volunteering for these nonprofits as this social media volunteer. And I thought about the joy that it had brought me and the joy of helping these organizations get their messages out to the right people on the right platforms at the right time. It was a nice memory to reflect on. And it was at it was like the first time that I had smiled in a really long time. It was this glimmer of light in this depression that I was in. So as I'm continuing to recover, trying to redefine my life, really, it turns out I can't work that traditional 9 to 5 job anymore because of my health issues. I need some flexibility. I need I need to be able to come and go kind of as I please. And I know that's, well, don't we all want that? But I needed that flexibility. And so again and again, I'm thinking about, I just want a simple life. I just want things to be easy. I enjoyed my volunteering. And I'm like, hello, that's my answer. I enjoyed social media marketing. I could take that joy and passion for digital marketing and help small business owners. They are probably dealing with overwhelm. They're probably thinking in their life, I wish I had some simplicity in my life. I wish that things were easier around my marketing efforts. So I decided to start my business. Now, starting a business isn't simple or easy, right? So I'm thinking I want simplicity in my life. So it's not simple, but I have this here, and this usually hangs up on the wall behind me, but it's crisis and opportunity. And let me connect that and read what this says here. Opportunity is always present in the midst of crisis. The Chinese word for crisis carries 2 elements, danger and opportunity. No matter the difficulty of the circumstances, no matter how dangerous the situation, at the heart of each crisis lies a tremendous opportunity. Great blessings lie ahead for the one who knows the secret of finding opportunity within each crisis. So here I am facing my own personal crisis. What can I take out of that to help myself? But then what can I take out of that to help other people who are in their small business, who are facing these types of things that I'm facing? They can't just stop and say, well, I'm going to shut my business down as I'm taking care of my family or taking care of these things. Let me make an opportunity for them to make it easier on their marketing. And so I started my marketing business. I'm very risk averse, but you face your mortality at 30 and then all of a sudden you're like, yes, I'm going to take risk head on. So I'm going to share my screen and show you a little bit more about my business. So at McArdle Media, you've probably heard me say this before, but it's time to go social. We make it simple. That's what I want to do. I want to help small businesses get on social media and make it simple for them, not make it an extra hurdle that they have to deal with in their lives. I primarily help business B2C, so business to consumer, small businesses, entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. And I really specialize in social media in terms of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, with Facebook being my primary platform. And again, my focus is also on organic content and community management. So what does that mean? Organic content is what you're putting out there that you're not paying for. So these are not paid ads. And community management is when people have questions, people are making comments, people are sending a direct message saying, when are you open? What time do you close today? What's your phone number? Being that person to respond so that the business owner can be in the business, working in the business, and having somebody on the outside answering those questions for people. And I speak the language of small business. I am a small business myself, so I understand that small businesses need flexibility. If someone works with me on a contract basis, it's month to month, because if they decide they want to take their marketing dollars and put them elsewhere, that's great. Let me help facilitate that by letting you take that money that we've worked together with and being able to get out in a month-to-month contract to make it easier for them. I work with clients really all over the US. I've got a client in California, Georgia, Texas, and Michigan. So I'm covering all 4 coasts here, but I'm primarily based here out of Livonia here in Michigan, and I'm able to work with clients nationally. So I hate this part about presentations, the about me part, but I throw this in here just so you know that there is some legitimacy with me. I do have education and background, and I stay on top of this information constantly because, as I'm sure you know, it's constantly changing. So when I started my business, I realized that someone will go onto a Google search, marketing for small business, and they end up with a ton of information that's confusing. They end up down this rabbit hole. You need to be on Facebook, social media, website. You need to do it all. The fact is, if you're a small business, it may not be easy for you to do it all. So let's break it down into what's going to help you the quickest, what's going to take that current budget that you have, and let's move forward with that. Let's get you some quick, easy wins. And I see I'm running out of time here. So just really quickly, how do I help people? I have 3 different models where I help people: do it yourself, done with you, and done for you. Think of do it yourself, the DIY approach, is kind of like the HGTV approach, where I offer you webinars, workshops, things that I can teach you, and you can do it yourself. The opposite of that is the done for you, where I can come in and do your digital marketing for you. And then in the middle, done with you, where I can offer you some coaching. Maybe you want to do it yourself, but you need some accountability to help you keep going. So if you want to know more, would be so happy to set up one-on-one trust builder with you to talk more about your business, to get to know more about you, because I definitely want to be here as a place of being able to refer. And I offer free consultations as well. And this year I've launched my free webinar series. So if you head over to my website, you can get more information about all of that. So I will stop sharing here, and I thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you and just building a really strong relationship with all of you.
Could you share that last page there with your website and all that again, or either that or put it in the chat, Jennifer? Thank you.
I will put it in the chat.
If that was a PowerPoint, Jennifer, and you wanted to email that to me, I could include that as part of the recap email, or if you just want to send the presentation to me as a PDF, I can attach it that way as well too, but that would be wonderful.
All right, will do. Thank you.
So let's open the floor to anybody that has any questions or comments based on what you've heard. Justine.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Good work. I am curious if you have, so I know you have the sort of 3 basic options for working with you. If you have options as far as, if you're managing a social media post or 2 a week versus 3 a day kind of thing. And if you do not only sort of organic posting, but also ad campaigns.
Oh, sure. I tailor it to what you need. This is definitely not a one size fits all, where some larger agencies will say, we have to do all of these things. We can do a couple of times a week. We can do once a week to get you, up and running. So I'm able to craft something that's specific for you. In terms of ads, I can do ads. I prefer not to do ads in terms of I can't guarantee an outcome for you. And that bothers me. That bothers me with the way the platforms are set up, the way that things are constantly changing, to be able to take someone's money and put it into ads and to not be able to guarantee an outcome. I've kind of shy away from doing that. And if you need help with ads, I can definitely walk you through the platform and things like that. Or again, I have all these arrows in my quiver where I can refer you to someone who could help you with a deeper dive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I would give a shout out to Jennifer because I've been a client of hers for 5 or 6 months now, whatever. And because I am digitally media declined, I don't know a whole lot about it. I tend not to want to at this point in time in my life. She has taken over and posts three times a week, at least for me, on both LinkedIn and Facebook, and it's a great help to me because I don't have to think about it.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Anybody else?
Well, that must be the do it for you option.
Yes, exactly.
Jennifer, thanks for sharing your story. I know I'm trying to work on social media. It's not an easy job, so we should talk a little bit more.
Absolutely.
But also like the message, like knowing your avatar, who you are, is a big deal. And a lot of times I'm even struggling with it, exactly who your customer is.
Right. And it's hard to get in the mind of your customer. Even once you know that customer, then trying to get into their mind and speak their language as opposed to what you think they're thinking. It's hard, but I make it simple. I can help you out.
Thanks.
All right, great. I've got 2 questions. First one is, do you have recordings of any of your previous webinars on the website itself for somebody to be able to watch?
I do not have it set up yet. My first webinar was last month, and I'm still working out some of the kinks with that. My next webinar is next week, and I can give information about that as well. If you're not able to attend, if you still want to register, I can get those recordings out to you. The webinar series that I have out now, it's how can we break it down very simply? Because there are some people who they're afraid or embarrassed to say, like, I have a business page. I don't remember how to get to my business page. Those questions where we're maybe embarrassed to say in front of other people, right? But there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Facebook changes things constantly. So one day you're logged into your business page, the next day you can't find it. The webinar series is meant to break it down where it's, it's easy for you. And then after that, we can have time to chat. If you want to have a free consultation, or, just if any of you in this group, you have questions like Jennifer, I was logged into my account. Now I'm logged out. If you have those questions, feel free to reach out to me. I am here as a resource for you, whether it's a client, relationship or not. I'm definitely here as a resource for all of you.
That is awesome. And so the other part of my question is, just give me a little picture. Who's your least expensive client that you work with monthly? What kind of things do you do for them? And then who's your biggest client, the one that takes the most stuff, and what are they investing with you, if you don't mind?
Sure. I'll start with the higher end client. This is the person who I'm posting for them on a regular basis. I'm attending their marketing meetings. So this is a credit union in the area that I'm working with. I'm attending their marketing meetings with their entire crew. I'm also doing that community management. So it's not just I post things and set it and forget it. I'm constantly answering people's questions. I have a question about my loan. Instead of saying, well, call the branch, someone's there. Well, no, that's not how people forget that social media, there's a lot of customer service involved in this. So being able to reach out to them and say, I have passed your information on to the head of the branch. They're not going to get lost between the cracks. If people have questions about what are your hours? Are you open today? I can respond to those. But then if it's something that I can't respond to, I have a decision tree of knowing who to send them to, so that they will have direct contact with someone at the branch. Or if it's after hours, educating them on letting them know we have after hour services. You can call someone after hours. Not everyone knows that. So that's the higher end client, where I am spending time in their accounts every day. On the lower end, it's clients who want me to post for them. And it could be just about any business. I need 1 to 3 posts a week. I need just someone to take the content that I already have. Like if you're a part of a larger organization, help me take what I have and put it into social media so that it's getting out there. And then on the sort of DIY area, I have some people who just need tech tutoring. They just need me to walk them through. I need to set up Buffer. I need to set up Hootsuite. I need to know how to schedule posts in Facebook. So I'll have a tech tutoring session. The tech tutoring is $25 an hour. The packages where I'm posting for people, they generally start at $200 a month. But as Justine mentioned, maybe you don't need a lot of posts. Maybe you need 1 post a week. Then I can prorate that. And then on the higher end, to do full community management for clients, that's usually $500 a month.
You did an awesome job answering my question, and you did a great job with your presentation today, both not just sharing your personal story, but about business too. And I think we all feel like we get to know you better now as well too, and you are already available